Okay, remember what I told you. Be your own boss. Love yourself. Get up and dance. Level up.
Level up, 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 level up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, my name is Marutle and I hope to awaken your consciousness. Shh, I'm quickly doing this video between my meetings, guys. Don't tell my boss, right? Okay, on a serious note, my name is Lucy Marutle. I hope to awaken your consciousness, guys. Today's topic, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is about dating. When to say yes or before you say yes. Yes, before you say yes. Guys, this video is targeted to singles, so it is not my intention to even reach married folk out there, beautiful married folk. Nope. It is for singles, and I figured I would share my experience about dating as a single, right? When or before you say yes. You know, what to consider before you say yes. Because, guys, to be quite honest, these days, it's about hooking up with people and just kind of, not applying certain aspects of thought before you actually agree to move on with somebody from a courtship perspective, right? So I have, as usual, tried to structure my thoughts, and I've been thinking about this for some time now. I mean, just to give you a bit of background, I have been single since 2018. Yeah, as in single, guys. And I'm not going to define single. I don't do NSAs. I don't do casual things. So, as in single, First marriage ended in widowhood. I don't know if there's a word like that, but yeah, lost my husband about 20 years ago. And I got married again about 11 years ago and got divorced. So, to cut this beautiful story very short is like only now that I am going through this journey of self-discovery and self-love that I am actually able to articulate what I want in a relationship and be aware of how I interact with the male species, and in terms of my tolerance threshold being redefined and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go straight to the point. Why are we so hasty to say yes? I mean, I know this because I've gone through this and I've got friends. And generally speaking, the narrative out there is that, there's a rush to say yes. So people don't take their time to kind of assess what they're getting themselves into. And for me, I attributed these three things that push people to say yes very hastily without even applying some thought, applying some science to their decision making around dating, right? So number one, I've got just 3 points, first of all, that I attribute to any woman or man saying yes very hastily, and that is social pressure. So there's a narrative out there that says, time is ticking, make it fast, you're not growing any younger, just say yes, just say yeah. And guys, no. On a serious note, do not be pressured to say yes because everybody around you is dating or everybody around you is getting married. That is no reason enough to push you to say yes, guys. Secondly, it's the need to be completed. So I've said this a lot of times on my channel to say that you are complete on your own. You just have to navigate yourself in finding yourself, but you are complete on your own. You don't need another human being to complete you. You might not even need, you might want somebody else to complement you, but definitely the requirement here is not to complete you because you are to be complete on your own. Right? Okay. And then the third one is the absence or the zeal to grow personally. So if you are hard out thinking about just being stagnant in your personal growth, you would hunger to look for somebody to kind of complete you and to fulfill that gap or void, right? So if you have no zeal to learn more, then you would yearn for something else to close the gap or to fill the gap. So guys, just don't be pressured. There are certain things you need to think about. And Professionally, I'm a project manager, so I think like a project manager every single time. I believe there's risk mitigation. I believe there's time management. There's, identifying of stakeholders. So to cut the scientific part of it, is there are certain principles you need to apply even to your love life, So I won't get into that, but what's been happening currently is, and I see because of the era we are in, everybody is online dating, and I'm on a couple of online dating apps, and it's been amazing actually, meeting people, exploring your preferences. It's been exciting. Obviously, I practice what I'm about to tell you now. So there are certain things before you say yes. And I have not said yes, obviously, to anybody, but I have maintained good relationships with a few guys. I've learned a lot, and I've made deep relationships apart from romantic relationships, I must say. But it's been a journey. It's been fun. So what are those things you need to kind of apply, or thought patterns you should be thinking about before you say yes? And guys, this is so important, because the reason we have unhappy marriages, unhappy wives, unhappy husbands is because you did not take your time before you got married or before you said yes. Because we are pushed because of these first three factors I mentioned, the pressure, the being incomplete, you end up making decisions. And remember, dating does lead to something serious, right? That's why you're dating most of the time. I know there's other people that prefer certain types of relationships, like hookups and stuff. I'm not talking about that here. I'm talking about a woman or a man that has an intention to settle down, or at least have something solid, because marriage is definitely not a sense of achievement. That we must be clear on. So not everybody courts or goes into courtship or dating with the intention of getting married. But the traditional way is you want some sort of commitment, or you desire that at least. So there are certain, and these are my principles, guys. These are my principles. It's up to you. It depends, like I said, on what you want. But before saying yes, these are the things that I look at personally as Lucy, right? Number one, I want to make sure that our core values align. When I talk about core values, I'm talking about belief systems, maybe. I'm talking about, for me, sustainable lifestyle, in terms of what sort of relationship you have with food is important to me, because I am one of those. Besides the fact that I am vegan and I follow a plant-based diet, for example, I want to be with somebody that cares about long life, about wellness, about fitness, about health in general. So if you're not on that same path, I seriously doubt that we would have any plans to even date. That's just me. Core values in terms of being spiritual is one of my key ones. I'm not really interested in somebody that is religious, like religious to the, I don't want that. I want flexibility. I want spirituality. I want you to be open-minded, yet respectful of other religions, or dogmas, or whatever you call them, right? Because I choose to believe that I'm a bit esoteric, and I'm a bit, I also fall into the Christianity religion, but under my terms, and obviously that is clear, right? I also want somebody, or I also would appreciate somebody that is not very ego driven, and things like that. I'm not obviously gonna share my principles with you guys, but number one is core values. Somehow we must align. We don't have to be 100% aligned, but at least 80-20. There must be room for compromise there, but core values must definitely align. Number two, I wrote here, you need to understand who you are, because remember, you attract who you are. So you don't attract what you are, you attract who you are. So I am very well aware of the energy I throw out into the universe, because that's what I am expecting. So the minute I understand that I'm still battling, for example, maybe with impatience or anger, I know that I'm going to attract a similar person. So I need to be ready for that. I need not to be caught off guard, that I will attract exactly what I want. At this point in my life, I am happy to attract a me. I am very happy to attract a me, flaws and all. To be quite honest, I think I can work with that. I'm happy with me, so that is perfect. Okay, and number 3 is just be your authentic self. In dating, you don't have to act a certain way. I mean, natural hair. This is me. I'm not gonna go post, um, far-fetched pictures or a skinny. I'm gonna be me. I will put forward the authentic me. They will find out the real you, so no need in putting up a facade. And I see this a lot. Catfishing, that's what they call it. You have filters on your picture. Just be you. And on online dating, it's so important that you do not say what you don't want. Rather, put yourself out there and put up the positives as opposed to the negatives, right? Because guys, they will find out the real you. So you might as well do it. Up front, you would obviously avoid a lot of heartache, because managing expectations, again, I think is very key in this whole game, right? That is number 3. Number 4, be a challenge. Ladies, I speak to you all. Be a challenge. Don't be too accessible. I mean, if a guy says to you, I want us to go to my place after the first date, don't. I mean, have some self-respect, have some standards, have standards, guys. Have standards, and don't be too easily accessible. Give a guy room to chase and be excited about the chasing. Don't just be there. Just have a bit of, etiquette, lady etiquette. And I'm not saying play hard to get, because you might lose him. I'm just saying, have a bit of, decorum when it comes to being chased, all right? And there's a couple of books I would like to recommend, actually, but I'll do it on another video when I get into detail. I think it's number 5, have standards. Guys, it's so important. Know your standards. Stick by them. So if you have standards, as in you do not date a man that does not work. For example, me, I'll make an example with myself. I will never date a man that doesn't work. I don't care how hot, how tall, how light, how beautiful you are. I'm sorry, that is just contrary to my belief system in terms of relationships. I do not want to see myself in a situation where I nurture a man. I just want you to have a job. That's my standard. Whether you clean streets, you are the janitor, you are the pizza delivery guy, I don't care. Just be able to afford your lifestyle. I'll attain to mine, even though as a woman, there is a level of spoiling that I expect, like flowers, chocolates. I can do that myself, but it's just a standard that I expect my man to be a bit romantic, and just because I can afford it doesn't mean that he should get away from spoiling me once in a while, especially during those times where he is chasing after me. So standards, be clear on your standards, and there's a way you articulate your standards. Because, for example, if a guy asks you out and you happen to go on a first date, and then he just says to you, do you mind just coming back home with me? There's a way to articulate your standards. Your responses could be, yeah, sure, why not? And if that's your standard, then fine, then you have a cheap standard. You don't do that. After the first date, you want a man to still chase after you. You might say that, listen, it's very tempting, but I'm sorry, I can't go today because I don't roll like that. But we can meet up for some drinks during the week. There's a bliss point. They call it a bliss point. And I learned this from my dating coach. Yes, but I will make another video for that. But yeah, so it's all that intertwined and consolidated that kind of gives you the upper hand before you say yes, guys. I'm looking at the clock, obviously, and I don't want to go over my time frame. And yeah, so guys, it's not just about saying yes. Maintain your throne, your crown, ladies, and men as well, because I do not take away from the fact that men also get played. So guys, to avoid heartache, to avoid blistered feet and running and chasing to police stations, please consider these few things that I just spoke about. I love you, and I will come back and give you an update of my dating journey. I still haven't said yes. Let's see who the lucky guy is. Or lucky guys, who knows? You gotta have options. I'm kidding, guys. You know, I don't roll like that. So yeah, I will touch base. I love you so much. Namaste. Straighten that crown, king, queen. I love you so much.